Yeah, we've got a transmission coming in.
10-4.
Yeah, Brian, it's looking more and more like the Arizona Coyotes of the National Hockey League will be relocating to Utah next season.
Players and management has been told they are on their way. They will play next season in Salt Lake City.
The state is a sports state, which leads me to this.
Yes, it is. Welcome in live to the Delta Center. It is time to meet Utah's NHL franchise.
I'll answer it for him for the umpteenth time.
What?
That's right. Welcome back to the Puck Drop Podcast. I am Cole, the NHL Music Man Chapman. I'm here with Destin Edgington. Lieutenant Dangle D is what we call him. And we are brought to you by Hockey Stops. Don't forget, check out Hockey Stops if you need hockey gear, just anything. Hit up Hockey Stops. They will take care of you. They've taken care of us a couple times on some items that we've needed. So they are great people, great local community, local company, support local. Hockey Stops. Make sure you check them out. We are here on episode 11. I'm learning. We're at 11 here.
No, it's 10.
And we are here with a very special guest, a very special Utah historian. I will just say, Dave Suter. Dave, welcome. Thank you for coming on our show.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
And I say historian because Dave Suter has been following the Salt Lake Golden Eagles for many years. How many years, Dave?
Since he was 11. I don't want to bring up age.
Well, their entire 25-year history and hockey beyond that too.
Beautiful. So. And he brought
Amazing.
He brought so many items for us to look at, and we're kids in candy store here, and it's crazy. We're probably gonna film some additional shots for YouTube Shorts, so make sure you check those out so we can unpack all of the historia that Dave has brought us. So Dave, where'd you get started with the Golden Eagles? Where did you get started with hockey?
You know, I was 11 years old in October of 1969. My dad asked me and my brother, hey, you guys want to go to a hockey game? Sure. And the Salt Palace was brand new at that time, and he took us to the very first Salt Lake Golden Eagles game. They played in the old Western Hockey League, which was a AAA level minor league circuit. A lot of veteran players in that league. And the Golden Eagles won their very first game at home. They beat the San Diego Gulls by a score of 4-2. And by the end of that game, I was hooked on hockey. I'd never seen a hockey game live, ever in my life. And after that, all I wanted to do was get a stick and some skates and a puck and go play hockey. So that's how it all started.
Hold on. Again, and I'm not trying to cut you off. For the kids out there, parents, play hockey.
Take your kids to go see hockey.
Play hockey.
Definitely.
And if you don't play,
go do something with it.
Take them
I'm telling you
to
right
a game.
now, this community is more strong than anything out there.
Yep.
Yeah, so I owe it to my dad, Slip. He has always been, he loves sports. I mean, as a kid, he took me to University of Utah football games and to minor league baseball games and basketball games, but that hockey game really did it for me. So not too long after that, I started playing, and from there it went from being a player to a coach to an administrator, working for the Golden Eagles and the Utah Grizzlies, in the Central Hockey League and the International Hockey League, and I also was a scorekeeper in the Olympics here in 2002.
Yeah, so we read about that.
Yeah.
Awesome. How was that? So you saw Theo Fleury get a gold medal. Did you do the final game? Did you do the championship game?
No, they flipped a coin, and my group did the bronze medal game.
Oh, no.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Still a part of it.
But the whole Olympic experience was incredible. I had a front row seat because I'm right there at the scores table at ice level, and I had to go talk to all the coaches, met several players, and they had to sign the score sheet after the game and give me their lineups before the game. And it was really just a lot of fun. I mean, for me, it was kind of I don't know if I call it a dream come true because I never imagined I'd ever do anything like that, for the Olympics.
Well, I hope you're ready for the new one.
Yeah.
Get ready, Dave.
Olympics, whoever's watching this, Dave over here.
I might be there.
Dave Suter.
We'll see what happens. But so at different levels, whether it be amateur hockey or professional hockey, I've been involved for a long time.
Love it.
That is awesome.
I love it. So what did you value the most with being with the Golden Eagles?
With the Golden Eagles specifically?
Or just in general? I mean, really.
I think the Golden Eagles are the same as just hockey in general. It's just meeting so many great people, including you guys.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just we have a really tight hockey community in Utah. I don't know everyone, but I know a lot of people, and quite honestly, most of my friends I know from hockey, in one way or another, either from playing with them or coaching, or just from the Golden Eagles games or whatever it may be. I think just forming relationships is the best thing about hockey for me.
I love it.
Is there one game or just memory? I guess I'll just say game. Is there one game that just stands out to you with the Golden Eagles?
There's a lot. It's hard to say one, but
there was a lot of great games.
Yeah, there were so many. I mean, that first game, I remember that vividly right now. But probably the best Golden Eagles game was Game 7 of the 1975 Central Hockey League playoffs. The Golden Eagles beat the Dallas Blackhawks in double overtime, 4-3.
Wow.
And, it was the first championship Salt Lake ever had. And it was the Salt Palace was packed. It was a total sellout, 11,000, whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just a great experience, to see the Golden Eagles win that way.
That's
and
awesome.
and it's crazy to even say that, considering the Coyotes can't even put up 4,500 people. Let's go, Utah.
This is the thing that people nowadays that follow hockey, and maybe that they weren't that familiar with the Golden Eagles, but back in the 70s and the 80s especially, the Golden Eagles were big.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a good
yeah.
team.
Coming out, and then that farm team to Calgary Flames.
Calgary and St. Louis was probably their best affiliations, and they won cups with both affiliations.
And to touch on that, I know this is a soft subject, and it's not going to air for a little while, but rest in peace, Matthew and
Matt Brickley?
No, the Gaudreau brothers.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Johnny Gaudreau and Matthew.
Johnny and Matthew,
yeah.
Rest in peace. I mean, that's just tragic.
It is. It's sad to hear about things
out of
like
Calgary with Johnny, and that's just something that you can't fathom. You can't wrap your head around. I mean, my hockey stick's been stuck outside for the last 4 days.
I've got sticks out.
Sticks
for
out.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yep,
I
two
mean,
sticks.
Just to touch on that.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing. I didn't realize this was our first podcast after that happened.
Yeah.
So.
No, that was.
It was tragic, and
I mean, it's still just.
And it rocks. Like I said, prior to filming, we were Utah. The hockey community is pretty small and tight knit, and I'm learning, and to see the support and everything that everybody's done on social media and everything, and all the other teams and whatnot for the Gaudreau family. Shout out to that.
I mean,
rest in peace, Johnny.
Yeah.
and Matthew
for sure. Yeah,
that was
absolutely
tragic.
I mean,
but
he wasn't. It doesn't matter. He's a hockey player.
Yeah.
But he was a stud. And that's
so.
unfortunate.
Dave, you brought up being there for the very first game. You were at the Salt Palace for the very first game. Were you working that game, or were you just attending?
No, I was just a kid. I was 11 years old.
That's right.
My dad took me and my brother, and but later on, I did work for the Golden Eagles in several different.
And you've got a
capacities.
jersey that's right behind you that is from the very first season, which is incredible. When I picked it up, you just. You can just feel the history behind it.
It's a real freaking sweater is what it is. It's not just this little lightweight.
It's heavy. It's heavy.
Yeah. No, it's a real sweater. Right?
Yeah, that's made out of the old. They call it Doreen material, not like the mesh or the more knit fabric that they use these days.
Yeah.
So.
It's very interesting
the dry fit
fabric.
Whatever they have, it's all light and loose. It feels good. I wish I had that because I got a whole sweater when I grew up playing.
So there's, behind me, there's just a representation of just about every jersey they wore in their 25-year history. So it's pretty cool.
That is
Well,
awesome.
let me know
and
how
he
much.
has even more.
I brought cash.
Can you put us in your will?
I'll bet not enough.
Do you have Venmo? I'm teasing.
So you mentioned something about this bobblehead, and I'm curious to know what the story is. Go ahead and pick it out if you can reach that.
Yeah. This is a bobblehead doll that the Golden Eagles had way back in the very early 70s. And
hold it up next to your microphone. Yeah,
yeah.
There we go.
he's got the tape on his nose and some stitches right here next to his right eye.
Yeah.
Well, be careful.
Yeah, that's and a black eye. Just notice that. So, and I'm not sure how many teeth he has inside, but this is the original uniform that the Golden Eagles wore, and my dad's friend gave it to him a long time ago, and he's had it at his house. And a little while ago, he just said, "Hey, like 4 or 5 months ago, he said, hey, you can have that. I don't really need it."
Does it have a name on the back?
Yeah, it's got Taft. Now, Taft was a guy named John Taft that played for the Golden Eagles. In fact, he was their team captain, but this is later on.
Right.
They came out with these way before John Taft ever played, and I'm not sure why the guy wrote Taft on the back. He did wear number 7, like this guy
Just
has.
to at least throw a little bit in there.
Yeah, so anyway, it's kind of these things are really collectible. If you can get your hands on one of these.
Absolutely.
Well, quit shaking that head so it doesn't fall off. Because I'm over here like,
yeah. Well, there you go.
I don't want to touch it. I'm not liable for anything. We'll put that down.
No, that thing is so cool.
You just got to touch the nostalgia.
It's like, I collect antiques, and I love this. I love it.
I know.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
It's really cool.
I've got me and my wife when we travel, it's actually on our to-do list to find antique stores and go find,
Well, that's how we got the
whatever.
cards. Thank you,
Oh,
Callie.
yeah.
Shout out, Callie.
Got some cards we're going to be opening up here in a bit.
Awesome.
From 1991. And
great.
I guess that's an
I could live in antique stores.
Me too. I love it.
Are we calling 1991 antique? Is that?
I think it might qualify.
Well, depends on who you're asking here. Quit looking at me.
Classic cars, they're not classic cars until they're 25 years old. So,
Okay.
So that's more than 25 years
we're
old.
good.
So we'll call it antique.
Yeah. That qualifies.
We'll roll
for
off
sure.
that. Yeah.
So what other items do you have? I mean, I know you got this photo here.
Well,
That's a photo that I took right at ice level. That's Rick Hines, who played for the Golden Eagles for about 4 or 5 seasons, played on 2 or 3 championship teams. In fact, that's John Taft right behind him,
Yeah.
the defenseman, trailing the play there.
And,
But
you took this photo,
protecting the
correct?
I took that photo, and Heinze was a great guy. I know Rick. Haven't talked to him for a while, but hope to talk to him a little bit about my book that I'm writing about the history of the Golden Eagles.
Let's go into that.
No,
No,
we need to
let's go into that.
jump into that right now.
Go, Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was trying to get to that level of yes.
There we go.
I want to know that.
I forgot
That
about
is-
the book. I was so
that is-
overwhelmed.
Well, that was a
Exactly.
planned segue on my part.
Well,
so here we go.
That's what I've been trying to navigate toward.
Okay.
Let's go. Yep.
All right.
So Dave, you were writing. We talked with you on the phone prior to recording this podcast, and Dave here is writing a book about the history of the Salt Lake Golden Eagles. Am I getting everything correct here?
I mean, he told us the whole book, so shout out. I'm teasing, but
Hey, we want you to be on the audiobook. We need your voice there.
yep.
Okay, well, it's been a fun project so far.
Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of ex-players, and they've been very gracious with their time to, talk to me over the phone. And a few years ago, when I first had the idea, I talked to some players like Lyle Bradley, we spoke about earlier. Rest in peace, Lyle.
Absolutely. Rest in peace.
And I've contacted a lot of guys, and they've given me some pretty funny stories about different things. I mean, it's all family friendly, but
No family like hockey family.
that's true. So it's going to be just a 25-year history of the team, the players, the coaches, the management, the fans. There'll be photos, something like that, and
Beautiful.
anyway, it's it's probably way past time that I get it finished.
Well,
but
Well, no, there's
better
no
time-
such thing.
No
remember?
better time than now, right?
Well, like what we said, it's never too late to do something
for
amazing.
sure. Yeah. So, part of the thing that got me motivated to get going on it again, I've always kind of done it off and on, but just never consistently. But when they announced that the NHL team was coming here, it kind of got me, okay, I got to get this thing going.
Yeah.
So,
Let's go.
so I've talked to quite a few players in the past 2 or 3 months or so, and I've got a list of guys that I need to get back in touch with that have contacted me, and I just haven't had time to get back to them.
Well, if there's anything we can help with,
Yeah.
I'm sincerely,
Yeah.
let's go.
We'll
for
get
sure.
you in contact with Theo.
And-
Awesome.
And I'm sure
not
he'll
only
be able
that,
to help
just
you.
in general. Like
Just
if
in
you're
general.
watching this, which there's quite a bit of a audience,
Oh, I'm sure.
let's get this
Yeah.
done. This is history in the making. I mean, the things that we want to unpack with all of this is just keep it where it needs to be.
Yeah.
For the people that need it most.
And how far along are you with it?
Well, I've got a lot of statistics, year by year statistics, but really what I need to do is just get stories from the players.
Right.
And then we'll take those stories and those memories and kind of chronicle the season, how it started, how things went. Did they make the playoffs or not? Was there a change of coaching, management?
Were you called up? Certain aspects.
Exactly, different things like that. So it'll be kind of like each chapter will be kind of an expanded newspaper article on what happened that season. But the thing that I want to do is give it a little bit more personal touch than just a newspaper story.
Right.
I want guys
like
to share their memories,
their emotion of memories.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The emotion behind what you've done, whether you were called up or not. Like he's killing it.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
I
mean, it's just
I'm so excited for this. It's
well, and so the reason I'm asking that or just saying that is I want, if you're okay with it after this, like get us a list of people that we can try to reach out to contact.
Okay.
Because with what we're doing, this is why we're doing this, is to bring this community back together, to have history rewritten and absolutely, recognized, because it's deserving, like that everybody deserves what they've put their time into.
Yeah.
And that should move forward.
Do you know what would be a great ending to your book?
What's that?
A ceremonial puck drop for the Utah Hockey.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
All the alumni getting back together and performing a ceremonial puck drop.
For sure.
And I mean, honestly, I'm not just tooting anything here. Like that would be a fantastic ending.
We are working on that.
Yeah.
And I really think that the important thing about now that we have an NHL club here is to recognize the history of hockey in Utah. And the Golden Eagles is where it really all started as far as professional hockey.
Without a doubt.
And without the Golden Eagles, you never would have seen the growth that we've had in amateur hockey.
Youth. I mean,
the youth leagues have
all
expanded.
the way up to even like you say, the Grizzlies, to the ECHL, to the NDL, to the what is it? The NCDC juniors now.
Right.
I mean, there's just it's a platform it's going to expand and grow rapidly, but don't take away from where it started.
Exactly. And I think one of the things that we're going to see a resurgence of is during the 70s and 80s and a little bit into the 90s, I think, there were some really golden times for hockey because of the Golden Eagles mainly. Not to take anything away from the Grizzlies, because I think the Grizzlies have held their own for 26, 27 years here.
Yeah.
My friend Jared Youngman was a big part of that.
Yeah.
Jared,
we had him on a few weeks ago.
I mean, without Jared, I don't know if they'd have stayed here as long as they did.
And Jared's awesome.
Shout out.
Yeah, he is.
Shout out, Jared. We know you're watching.
Jared in the ATL now. But anyway, I think we're going to see a resurgence of fan interest, and I think we're going to see more rinks built, and we're going to see increased numbers in amateur hockey throughout the state. They've already talked about building that rink, the practice facility out at Southtown Mall.
Yep.
A couple of sheets, I think.
That's going to be huge.
Yeah.
So we've touched on the expansion point, and there's numerous more than I think you understand. There's one out in Garland, I think, going up.
Oh, I've heard about that. Right next to Tremont.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, like we were talking, like Draper, Sandy area, 2 to 4 rinks. Not sure what they've decided on with that, but the youth hockey is going to grow exponentially. And
well, it has to. When you have the NHL influence with its resources and its PR ability, I mean, I think the Grizzlies did what they could.
Yeah.
But the resources behind an NHL club, I wouldn't say it's endless, but it's a lot bigger and a lot. They have the ability to get out into the community. And I think Ryan Smith really wants to do that with his team.
Well, and speaking of Ryan Smith, go ahead and help him publish his book. Come on, man. But no.
We know you're watching, right?
I've never met Ryan. I'd like to meet him sometime. And
of course. Wouldn't we all, though? But
I think if I were to guess of any episode that Ryan would watch, it might be this one. He might watch this one over Jay Stevens that we had last week.
The reason I say that is all I hear about is him claiming the community.
Yeah.
He's right here.
Well, I'm a part of it, but there's a lot of people that were involved with the Golden Eagles that are still around.
Of course.
I mean, I've got friends.
Don't let it be too late.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
And-
for
and it-
Lyle, obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I mean, there's people like Guy Holm, for example. He was an assistant trainer with the Golden Eagles for many years. Len Frigg still lives here. Lumpy played for the Golden Eagles for several years.
And we want help us. We
Well,
want to
we'll
hear
get
their
you-
story.
We'll
you know?
help me help you.
Yeah,
We gotta
Yeah.
push this stuff.
So there's really a lot of people that were involved with the Golden Eagles for many years that are still around, and I think they're an important part of the story too. They'll be in my book for sure.
Absolutely. And I
That's
mean,
exciting.
it's one of those things too where like Oli, I don't even know how that came about. And I talked to him and he was like, you gotta hit up
It's just conversation.
hit up Suits. And I was like, what?
Us being persistent and like messaging people
But just-
on social media and everything, and like
Just to have a conversation.
it takes
like-
one person to bite and say, hey, I know exactly who you need to talk to, and
Yeah.
that in that case it was Oli. And shout out Oli, he's
And
probably
we're-
going to be watching this. We're gonna make him watch it. If not,
Well, he's up in Calgary. And
yeah,
hey,
he'll watch it.
if
He will.
Dylan's watching this, which
Does Oli still live here?
no,
I've lost track.
in
he's in
Calgary.
Calgary.
Oh, that's where he's living now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
well, and
He's up there with Theo.
if
Gotcha.
if you see this, I'm telling you right now, tell Dylan to chill out on his clapper because I think my thigh's still messed up from when we played youth hockey here when he was at the Grizzlies. But speaking of Grizzlies, real quick, like I would love to see not the Utah Hockey Club take away from them, right? Like let's build off that to be the farm team to the NHL or a club of sort of. Not to like, boot them out. And
Right.
so, you know what I mean? Keep that community still tight knit. Go to if you can't afford an NHL game, go to the
Go support
Grizzlies.
the Grizzlies.
Well, think of this. Okay, there were over 30,000 requests for season tickets
That was one.
to the Utah Hockey Club. Okay, how many of those people are Grizzlies fans? I mean, there's got to be a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
in my mind,
For sure.
So I'm not trying to read Ryan Smith's mind, but I think that maybe down the road, what he's envisioning is we could have a AHL affiliate right here in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
and that's probably what's going to happen.
Well, and the way
Yeah.
that he's branded everything and the way that he's been marketing to keep it. I mean, did you happen to make it down to the like draft party or any of
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
And the 4v4
Yep.
games.
Yep, saw that too.
I
That-
mean,
that was a lot of fun.
The pack house is packed. I think we're going to need a bigger stadium, Ryan.
Well, he's working on it, and
know.
I got to give him credit for. I mean, he's got a lot of obstacles in front of him. He really
lot.
does.
Oh, without a doubt. 2.5 months to just hop on the horn and
Yeah, and
I know,
to get the Delta Center in shape for hockey. Look, I've been going to hockey games at the Delta Center since the Golden Eagles moved there from the Salt Palace in like
That was
1993.
when Larry Miller, I think, took over, wasn't it?
Yeah. And immediately we could tell that this is not a hockey arena.
Yeah.
Seating is just, especially on the ends, there's some obstructive view. You can't even see the goal
Right.
in some of the end seats. But Ryan recognizes that, and I think he's working hard to reconfigure some of the seating
Make
at
sure
the Delta
that-
Center.
yeah.
I think it'll be
And
I think the 5-year plan is going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing to see what happens in the next 5 years. So, Dave, we're going to wrap everything up here. Thank you so much again for your knowledge and your just everything that you've brought to show us. I mean, the history that is in this room right now is actually incredible, and just looking around at all of it. We will show some of it on our YouTube shorts, but
Venmo.
yeah, we're gonna make sure that we Venmo Dave Suter here.
Yeah, if we can pry it out of him.
Yeah. Oh, on the frisbee, no.
Just teasing.
No, but seriously, thank you for coming in.
It's been fun.
And I think we
been
will definitely have you back on in the future.
Great.
I think there's
Look forward to it.
enough history to unpack here, and when you get your book done, bring it on.
sure.
Let's bring on a hard copy. I want a signed copy.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
We'll push that for you as well.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
And again, in any way that we can help with the Salt Lake Golden Eagles,
Anything
historian,
moving
and if you're watching this, if you think you can help Dave in any way, of promoting this book and getting it into the right hands with
Push this to the right people.
Yep.
Everybody that's watching, let's get this motivated and moved.
Yep.
Let's go. It needs to happen, without a doubt.
So thanks for tuning in. Again, this has been the Puck Drop Podcast. I'm here with Destin Edgington and Dave Suter. We will be back. Suits is what we call them. We will be back next week. And look, Puck Drop happens in
October 6th, I believe.
I think so. Yeah. Chicago Blackhawks.
October 8th. October 8th. Yeah.
First home game.
8th.
Yeah.
I didn't do the math on the way over here, but it's coming up quickly. Make sure you get your tickets. Make sure you support the Utah Hockey Club in any way that you can. And we will see you in the preseason. Let's do a slow clap. Slow clap. Everybody, golf clap.
Thank you. Again, Suits.
That's our new thing. All right.